So decided to go through the mains, and I pulled the rear main cap off where the oil pump goes. Pulled that off, it looked okay. I didn't see anything in there, but that's where the oil comes up. But then the very next main, what is that, main number 4? This is an Olds 455. You got some debris there. It still isn't spinning though, even with this one off. I still can't turn it. So pulled the connecting rods off of 8 and 7. I figured I was going to start from the oil pump and figure if all its flow. Main 1, I pulled it off. There was nothing. You're going to see them come off again. Everything's coming out. I've seen no oil contamination on any of the mains until I got to main 4. You can't feel it with your fingernail. I feel nothing. You can see it. I know it's there. And I'm not just going to send it like that. We're going to go ahead and pull the crank out and go get the crank polished. It's not damaged so far. And I don't expect to find anything worse than that. I just find it weird, though, that the damage managed. It must have just got set just right, because it went from the oil pump. There's no damage on this main. No damage on the rods. Well, we found why it locked up. Yep, that's it. That's burnt. Well, got everything apart pretty much, except for, 2 that I can't get to at the moment. So, I can't get to that bottom nut down there, and I can't get to the bottom one down there. Everything else is apart. The only damage so far I see on anything was 5 and 6. But yeah, 5 and 6 took all the damage. I don't see any other crazy damage anywhere. It's wild. Wonder what happened. Think it was FOD, foreign object debris. See if we can get another crankshaft for this. We'll figure it out. Otherwise, it's getting a 350. I have a 350 to go in, but honestly, I kind of wanted to put this back in. This would have been cooler. So, anybody's wondering how we're going to get that bolt down there, going to take a little stabby wrench. Come in from the cylinder, the one that we were able to get out. Let's get that pushed on there. A little tight fit. Take your pry bar. Careful though, I mean, don't want to scratch your cylinders in the process. Make good contact and just give it a push. And no, that's not my first push on camera. I did loosen it off camera. But it was about that easy. And then you can come in there. You can do the wiggle, get it off. But now we should be able to get it off with our hands. Good. Take that off. This is the one that's locking up the crank. So once I get this cap free, which is probably going to be a pain, we should have the ability to rotate this crank again. All right, let's see what this looks like. Start seeing if we can pull this old bearing off. Yeah, it got pretty hot. Oof. I think we know where that metal in the pan finally came from. That was definitely not intake manifold valley pan gasket. Guess I better learn my metals, huh? Thought I did. There you go. Yeah, maybe it can be turned. Not that I've seen worse. I guess I let the machine shop make that call. Probably is too bright though. We'll see. I'm gonna ask him. I mean, I've seen some pretty bad cranks be fixed before. It's not that discolored. I thought it was worse at first, given the bearing was welded to it. That's not very good. I guess that worst case scenario, we're still gonna need a crankshaft, but I don't know. Well, got it all the way apart. Cranks out. And there's definitely some damage here.
Really, the worst thing about any of this would be the heat, and so we want to look for hardening of the metal. And we have some hardening here. You can see, see if I can pick it up. Not super bad. There's some discoloration. See the gold. We're looking for blue. Bluing of the metal. Bluing of the metal is pretty much destroyed. The issue with the metal hardening and being able to get it fixed is once this hardens, it becomes pretty much just as hard as the tools that are used to cut it. And if they're the same hardness, then you can't really cut it anymore. And so you'd have to go through, like, don't quote me, I'm not sure, but I think like a tempering process to relieve the hardening. And then that's a whole thing on its own. It's not worth it. Like, I mean, I can get a whole nother crankshaft, and I don't think this is a cast crank. I mean, it's worth $560. You can get another one off the Summit, you know? So you gotta keep that in mind. Free will in the machine shop, what I would try first would be polishing. So see what some polishing does, and let's get this cleaned up first. I wouldn't worry about anything else. I just focus on polishing this to see what measurements look like. Do we have enough meat there that we can start cutting into it? Because this crank's been cut 10 already. So the mains have been cut 10 thousandths down, and the rods have been cut 10 thousandths down. And we can only go to 30, so there's a little bit more room. Go 20 more. I'm willing to do it. It's a boat motor, so it's for fun recreation. If it fails, it fails, you know? Although you don't really want a boat failing and sinking. I'm going to try. I'm going to take it to the machine shop. I'm going to let them make the call, you know? Worst case, I'll just have to get another crank. I could probably find one used, maybe. It'd be kind of nice if I can get a used one for a good deal. Or if anyone has like a forged crank anywhere for a good deal, maybe I could pay. It had a aftermarket cam in it. Looked like it was decent. Let's see, 254, 264. Was that Cal cams? Hydraulic. I'm not sure what the HO-1, 1 inch. I'm not sure what that means. But it looks like in good shape. I might be able to reuse this. I don't see any obvious signs of wear anywhere. I mean, it's been used. And it doesn't look bad. Just keep sanding it on the same cam bearings. Why not? So we're going to have to replace this connecting rod. This is number 6. We're also going to have to replace number 5. So for sure, I need 2 connecting rods, without question. I don't know, those rings that don't look too bad. Let's do a patch job and send it, see what it's like. I mean, if I had a bunch of money, we'd do a full rebuild and go all forged everything and let's make 700 horsepower. It's not the life I live yet. I mean, not yet. It's the goal, be able to make that kind of power and do those kind of things, isn't it? But I think we're gonna get it back together. Like, I mean, this right here is really the biggest part of it. This, or replace. So fix or replace the crankshaft. Not that unreasonable. Couple connecting rods. Let's do fresh bearings. Probably should do some fresh piston rings. Price it out. It wasn't that killed it. It didn't go lean. That's why it kept making me think that until we got to 5 and 6 and realized, oh, I missed. Yeah. I should probably practice my metal identification. Oh well. We'll see ya.